Welcome back to a new episode of Mushroom Adventures. Well, I'm in the process of transitioning to a new place. You can see here I have a different basement. And maybe you hear a little bit of a reverb from the echo because this place is much larger. You see that it's all unfinished, which is what you want. Unpainted floors. Walls were already painted white with decent paint, so that's great. You see I have ventilation equipment already installed down here, where I've actually temporarily tapped into the cold air return from the furnace to run the intake and filtration. You see here I have the same filter box from my last place. And I still have mushrooms growing at my other place. All my cottonseed hull logs that are finishing up. Probably still got about 3 weeks of picking mushrooms off those. But it's just filtering the air through those filters on the doorway down to the basement over there at the moment. I have the actual outdoor intake shut off. Also over here, you see I have a temporary galvanized steel panel that I've put up because this place just has the old style basement windows. No way to put a vent easily into that, so I had to make an outdoor vent, screw it into the other side of this, and caulk it up real good with some spray foam insulation as well. And then when it warms up outside, because it's dead in the middle of winter here, I'll have glass block windows put in and installed. But see, for the moment I have the ventilation turned off because I'm getting the ductwork cleaned today, which is a good idea for anybody moving into a new place because you don't know just how dirty the insides of all the ducts are, and even though you're filtering the air through a good furnace filter, it only filters out a percentage, so you're still getting a little bit of junk floating around. You see, I have my new method of sawdust blocks going. I'll get more into all this later. I don't want to go through it in this video just because I want to concentrate on this basement. I'm going to do the same style of humidification with the pond fogging units. I only have one turned on at the moment because I don't have any ventilation taken out. It'll get all foggy down here if I run them at full force at the moment. But eventually over here in this basement window, I'm going to put the intake from the outside. I'm going to do the same thing of putting up the galvanized steel sheet around it and having another vent inside. And then also again in the summertime, I'll put glass block up there. The great thing about this basement too is the ceilings are much higher. You see that I can put the light bars on the outside of the rafters and still have a good bit of clearance, so there's no chance I'm going to accidentally hit them with the hose or get them wet and corroded and cause a problem. Same old timer on 12 and 12. And I still have these old shelves too. Eventually I'm just going to have the larger 5-level shelves down here because I could even put another section up here and keep on picking them too. So that's great. And I estimate this is probably about 6 times the growing space of what I have. And when you consider that I don't need any of the space to colonize the cottonseed hull logs because I can do all that upstairs, where if you remember that the only reason I colonize the cottonseed hulls in the basement is because I need them to be in a cold area. And you need it in an area, too, where you already have the air well filtered, which upstairs, obviously, you're never going to have that great of an air quality. But I think this is fantastic. You see all the plastic up here, seamed with, I overlapped it, then put it together with a 3M metal tape. I have hooks on the ceiling here too to keep the hose out of the way because I realized that this is going to be a challenge misting everything and washing the walls and the floor down. I've put in this ridge of cement you see here, because the floor isn't perfect. Well, I guess you could say that there's only one drain, which this place has a sump pump system out to a leach field, and it just so happens that the drain to it all is on the other side of the furnace, which is no good because I don't want to wash water, underneath the furnace. I don't want to get water anywhere close to the furnace. So what I'm going to actually do is extend this concrete ledge out all the way to about 10 feet from the wall back here, and that way I can hose the floor down and push the water out to the back wall and then around it, and then none of it will backwash this direction towards the furnace again. And then when the water gets past that point, it just drains over to the other side. So when I'm washing it, I actually spray the water underneath the plastic out to the drain, and then clean up any bits of mushrooms or anything. Don't want anything going into the drain. Especially with a sump pump system and a leach field, you really want to avoid any bits and junk getting in down there, because you don't want to put so much water down there too that you fill up your septic tank. And last place had a city sewage, so that kind of made that convenient. But all in all, this is all perfect for my needs when I've got this place. Really it was the only house that suited all my needs, with a good, large, unfinished basement. So it was a great find, and you can expect me to really crop out a lot of mushrooms, get a lot more business. Let's take a look at some other things too. Now here is the bedroom that I'm going to use for my lab. You can see it's larger than the room that I was using for my lab, but this is nice because it already has hardwood floors. The ceiling has no texture to it. It's nice and smooth, so that makes it easy to clean. And the floors have no texture, or the walls have no texture either. Nice flat, smooth surface is always easier to clean. I'm going to get rid of these drapes in here and just put some pull-down blinds that have no texture to them. You see that I'm putting an overhead light in, going to have electricity run to it. And then my plan originally was to actually have my table and work in this walk-in closet, and then maybe the positive pressure HEPA filter system up here in the top pushing into it. But I think what I'm just going to rather do is put the table out here and set it up going this way. And then I'll take this sheet plastic you see here and kind of divide the room up about 3 feet from this wall, run the plastic sheeting across the ceiling and across here. So I'll have probably another 2 or 3 of these garage style shelving units, and the shelving units will be on the outside perimeter of the plastic, and then the inside perimeter will be sealed off, and that'll be the actual lab space, because the shelving gets hard to clean, obviously, so I'm going to go ahead and separate all that off. And then I'll have the plastic running to the edge here, so you can still open the door and get out and all that. And then I'll probably still have the positive pressure HEPA filter system sitting up here, pushing air into a cut hole of the plastic and filling this area up, and then probably the air just blowing out the bottom of the plastic where it meets the floor, or I might just tape it up on the floor. I'm not sure yet. But I got to clean this whole area up after all the work gets done to it that is needed to be. Get some good lighting in here, get everything set up, cut off the furnace air to this room, and again use just an oil heater like I have in my current lab. And I'm going to keep on using that current lab in my old place until I have this all ready. So there's no problems in the transition. I've kind of planned it out well, where I can still produce enough mushrooms to make my restaurants that I have happy, and also give out new samples to some new restaurants and tell them I am getting ready to expand and to hopefully get some more business soon. Here you can see the outdoor vent where I've just taken the spray foam insulation and packed it in good. Made it so that nothing sits down there, no rain, water, or snow, and melts and gets in between. This place has a great backyard. I got some woods back there too. I'm going to try to grow some mushrooms out there. Another thing about this new place is that I've decided that I'm going to switch from using these 40-watt light bars. You can see, forgive my cruddy wiring job at the moment, it'll improve. But I'm going to switch off to these LED style lights. You see here, they're kind of floodlights. But this LED light only uses 10 watts versus a whole light bar that uses 80 watts. And it's equivalent to about one 40-watt bulb. But when you consider that one bulb is $3 about, if you buy a bulk pack of fluorescent bulbs, and the light bar itself is about $12, and then you're burning 30 watts more per bulb, it's much more efficient to use these LED floodlights. They can get 10 for, I think, about $76, so about $7.60 a piece. I'll have more update when I put more in, but the light quality is still the same, color temperature around 6,500 Kelvin. I think it will do a lot better job. It takes less space. I can direct the light too. And overall, I'm just going to save money on electricity and hardware. Something too I should mention, whenever you're hanging plastic in a new place, you always want to try to keep it some distance away from the furnace, because it's hot. It's not so hot that I can't hold my hand to it, and it won't melt or damage the plastic so bad. But you see here I have some leftover duct to keep it away from touching the main part. And then I have it on the side of the wood up here, so no bare wood is exposed. Again, we want to protect the house, keep the humidity behind the plastic no higher than around 85% relative humidity. Okay, well, that sums it up for this episode. I hope you all are as excited as I am about this place and trying some new stuff and really making things happen here. All right, see you again on Mushroom Adventures.